Hey everyone! Okay, let's make sure that we are live and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and give it a few minutes. Hi everyone, so my name is Paulina Castrillon. Welcome to Women in STEM Wednesday, where I will be your host. Last week I was your special guest, so this week I will be your host. So we actually have a few people joining us today, so I'm very excited. Okay, I'm seeing people come in. I'm going to give it a few minutes because I know we're a time crunch. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. So once more, my name is Paulina Castrillon. I was your guest last week. I'm your host this week, and welcome to Women in STEM Wednesday. So I want to start off by saying thank you to Engineering Mean Guys Paige, aka Eduardo, for letting us use your platform to talk about the importance of women in STEM, especially during Women's History Month. So I'm super excited for our special guest today. She's a dear friend of mine. She's a powerful woman in STEM. She has beautiful stories to share with you all today. But before I bring her on, I'm actually going to bring one of our sponsors, Luminous Automations, in. So hopefully you can send in your request so then I can invite you in. So our sponsors are going to invite our special guests and announce them. So let's go ahead and check who they are. Give me 1 second. I know our IG lives, we have tons of, so let's see if our friends are in. Please put in your request, guys. Hi, Eduardo.
Paulina,
Hey.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, just excited to see another episode of Women in STEM Wednesdays.
Episode 7, we're doing good. I'm very excited. I like the Engineering Mean Guys sticker back there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Lady.
I can barely hear you a little bit.
No worries.
I think I'm having issues. Yeah, so how are you? Like, how's everything going? I know you guys put a lot of work into this, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate all you ladies that are putting all the work. Papaya tutor, Sandra, she does a really good job at reaching out to all of you and developing this network of women. So I just want to say thank you to her and everyone involved. Yeah, so I'm supposed to introduce the guest, and I think I'm having issues with audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I thought I heard you like move your lips, and I wasn't sure if I could hear you, Last time we were having technical difficulties. I want to make sure everything's working.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Fernanda, just to talk about her, I can relate to her in different ways. She's an immigrant from El Salvador. My parents are immigrants from Mexico. So she came at a young age to the United States where she didn't know English. So very similar story. I was born in California, then went to Mexico, came back not knowing English. So I can relate to her in so many ways. And once she came here, decided to be an engineer. So she went into chemical engineering, started working in the corporate world, and then she I guess decided to go back to school, right? And that's where she got pregnant. So she's got an interesting story to talk about, her youth all the way to going to school, and now being pregnant and being a PhD student at Yale.
Mm-hmm.
So she's. I'm sure a lot of people want to know her story about being a mom and being pregnant during school. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions.
Yeah. So do you want to bring her in, Eduardo? Do you want to bring her in? And I can actually come her in. I know with our updates, it's going to merge us together. So keep that in mind. So
yeah.
Let's go ahead and bring our special guest, a dear friend of mine, Fernanda. Hopefully she can enter.
Hey!
Fernanda.
What's up, guys?
Hola.
Just here, another Wednesday.
Just another Wednesday, another woman, another celebration.
Yeah, we're partying here.
That's what I've been saying. Like, come join us and party with us.
Yep. Yeah. So I know you ladies have a lot to talk about. Again, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you all, and thank you, and let's keep it going.
Thank
I'll see
you.
you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Let me see if I
Yes.
can get out of this. How do I get out of this? Okay. All right. Have a good one.
You should be able to just. There you
Okay.
go. Okay.
I love this.
How are you?
Hi, I'm great and so happy to be doing this with you.
Great to have you here. I'm so honored to be doing your interview again. I'm extremely ecstatic by Papaya Tutor arranging an amazing network of women to honor them during Women's History Month. Awesome shout out to our producers, STEMedia, who are helping us collab. If anyone misses this Instagram live, by the way, STEMedia has a YouTube page where you can actually watch this whole interview live on YouTube. So you can always check us out there through STEMedia, Papaya Tutor. And once again, thank you, Engineering Memes Guys page. So I actually wanted to chat with you, Fernanda, a little bit. I have tons of questions for you, and I know you have some memes. So I'm going to see if I can bring up the memes here. And if I can't bring up the memes, no worries, because we have a lot to talk about. So
Yeah.
let me go ahead and double check right here if I can bring up these memes that I know you shared with us. There's some pretty good ones. Let's see here.
So I think, I don't know, like, I think that we did the test and like they couldn't bring them, but I can show them in my, if that doesn't work, I can show it in my iPad.
You can show it on your iPad. Hey, this is a memes page. We want to see some fun memes. Last week, we had some memes related towards environmental health and safety. So I would love to know some memes that are directed towards, you know, your field of study. If you can relate to those memes, or those memes, you know.
Yes. Okay, let me see.
Okay.
So you couldn't bring it, right?
No, I'm going to let me bring up
Oh,
the meme.
so like
See.
uh,
Puerto might be.
Eduardo was saying he can join. Yeah.
Join us back, Eduardo. Show us the memes so we can go ahead and critique these memes if they're really what for every life.
Yeah.
I think it's always fun to always go back to these memes. I know sometimes when I look at memes on these page, I'm like, oh yes, I can definitely relate to that, especially when it comes to the form.
No, yeah. And it's like, yeah, like we make, like, we're like, we make fun, like, we laugh, you know, and when, you know, we're suffering, so we need that laugh.
The stress with school. Okay, so give it a few more minutes. Hopefully Eduardo is able to join us, and if not, that's okay. We have, like I said, a lot of questions to go through. As engineers, when you cannot, with technical difficulties and things happen, you must
Yeah.
experience, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he cannot join, I have it here.
Yeah, if you wanna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laugh at the pain, they're saying. Okay. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of hard.
Oh, Dios.
Oh.
Okay. That for us, Fernanda.
I'll read it, right? Okay. Let me see. I'll go like this. So here it's like these two are fighting. They're saying the two smartest people arguing whether to have used Bernoulli's or the Darcy's Wishbash equation to find the pressure of the liquid on the exam. And then look at the face of this guy. Me, who used the ideal gas to find the pressure of the liquid. And I just think it's so funny. Every time I see it, because you know, it's like this is the phase of like when we get out of the exam and it's like people are discussing like stuff and you're like, oh shit, like I did it like really wrong.
I can't tell you how many times I've been, you know, coming out of an exam and then people are explaining like an answer. I got A, I got B, and I'm like, I got B. So, okay.
All right, I'm back. let me show your memes here.
We went over this one already.
You went over that one? Okay, let's
Yeah.
review this one here.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Oh yes, this one's perfect.
This is so funny.
This one says, me in thermodynamics trying to read graphs, like, because it's true. It's like in all of these classes, especially thermodynamics, they give these graphs and they're like, oh yeah, find the value, and it's like, what? Oh my God.
That's a pretty tough graph to understand the diagram. If you guys aren't familiar, like it's pretty it's enthalpy versus entropy.
Yes.
So it's pretty I love the lady. I love her. Like she's so
Me too.
funny.
And it's like, let me put my glass on.
All
So,
right, let's move on to the next one.
yes, yes. Pull up the microscope. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, this one is microscope related, actually. Do you want to read it? I don't know if I can say the last name.
Anthony van Leeuwenhoek making his own microscope lenses in the 17th century because the existing ones were not good enough. Now,
Me
help.
now. Help, why is this not focused? Like, we have it so easy and we still don't get it.
You know what? We're trying. As STEM students, we're out here trying. So that's what matters. Don't give up.
All right, let me go to
Yes,
the next one.
yes, yes. And the last one.
Oh,
Oh
you
no,
guys already
I
went over
showed
that
that
one?
one. I showed that one. Oh, that one is so funny. Why do I laugh every time I see them? It says when you finish evaluating an indefinite integral. That is so true. Like I will make like you know, like the numbers of the integral, like the response, and then I'm like, oh shit, see, like when the time is over. Yeah, because they will take out points if you don't put the damn C.
And then do we have one more meme or is that all it?
Yeah, no, that's it. I
That's
mean, I
it?
have more, but that's
That
all
was
we got
all.
for today.
All right.
Back in
Thank
and
Thank
you.
you for the meme review.
yes.
I'm out again. See ya.
Bye.
All
It
right.
says, wait, it is all fun and games until differential equation comes and you need to calculate the value of C. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm so excited, but I have questions ready for you. Ready?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So I know who you are, but please, if you don't mind, share your first and last name and give us a little bit a bio summary about you so all the viewers can get to know you a little bit better.
Yes, so hi everyone. As Paulina said, my name is Fernanda Sulantay. I am originally from El Salvador, which is a small country in Central America. I was born and raised there, and I moved to the US when I was 19 years old, so almost 20. And yeah, like I just graduated with my bachelor's in chemical engineering, and I just started my PhD also in chemical engineering at Yale University. So yeah, I'm a first year PhD student, and I love doing working on my social media, and I share college tips and advice, everything I wanted to know, you know, when I was in college, and like scholarships and resources for college students. So yeah, that's what I do, and also I have a son. He's 2 years old. So I'm also a mom. That's it.
Glad that you brought that up because I come back to the conversation about your social media because I think you're TikTok famous. We want to talk about your adorable son, Nico. Nico is the love of your life, and I love seeing him on your social media. But I also want to dive in because it is Women's History Month, and I know you are a proud mujer, a proud mother, a proud woman in STEM, and someone who I look up to and someone who I see as an inspiration. I'm very curious, what has your journey been like as a woman, as a Latina, in the STEM community when you started your journey? How's it been like?
Yes. So, you know, now like I'm a Latina and now I live in the US, so I'm a minority here. When I was in El Salvador, like everyone was Salvadorian. So like now I have experienced, what it's like to be a minority. Also like I learned English when I came here. Like I knew a little bit, but I was like learning while I started engineering school. So those things, there were obstacles, but at the end, you know, like engineering school was an interesting ride, but it was fun at the end of the day. I learned a lot. I have fun. Like I suffered together with my classmates, but at the end, like yeah, I graduated last year. And also I'm a first generation student, so my parents didn't go to college. And you know, throughout also my journey in college, I had to figure out how college worked, the system worked. I had to learn English, so all of these things, you know. But that's what I like sharing these tips in my social media to help others.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Being a first generation student, being an immigrant coming to this country, learning a whole new language, and then going into school, did you ever find, you know, some of your courses to be really challenging? And if so, what were your most challenging courses? And then how did you go about that?
Yes. So yeah, definitely. I, you know, in engineering school, like I had to take math and some programming classes. I remember my first semester I took math, a programming class, and then two other classes. But you know, that was kind of like a little bit easier because it's like you don't need to know English to do math, for example. So in that sense, you know, it was helpful that my major was engineering. But yeah, definitely I had classes that were difficult. For example, my hardest, like one of my most difficult classes was organic chemistry. Yes. And you know, like I love chemistry, but
Me?
yeah. But with organic chemistry, it's like you either understand it or you're not, or you don't. Like there's no in between, right? Yes. So so yeah, like for example, and for when I had difficulties, you know, in my classes, I felt like it was so hard to find a tutor, for example. I feel like sometimes I just needed someone to really quickly explain to me and I will get it. Because sometimes it's just like there's something that's not clicking when you're reading a book or when you're watching a video. You want someone to quickly explain to you. Yeah. And well, here tutors are so expensive, but now thankfully, you know, we have Papaya tutor.
Girl, you already said it. I was just about to throw that in because when I was in school, you know, for me, again, I failed organic chemistry, but I retook it and I passed. But I had to teach myself. You know, my family didn't go to college.
Yeah,
I go to them and be like, "Me pueden ayudar? Like, can you help me?" They don't know.
yeah.
So academy, but you know, with today's technology, today's help, Papaya Tutor, and having mentors to help us is key to succeeding. And again, I can't thank you enough because you're such a wonderful support within the STEM community, providing those resources, again, within your social media for STEM education, those STEM tips and tricks. I know you did an entire YouTube video and a TikTok on how you, what was it, for your scholarships, no student debt. When I saw that, I
Yes.
wish I knew that. I wish more students, if you're a student out there, please go follow her TikTok. Please go to her social media page. There's wonderful resources on how your papers, scholarships, essays. I'm not in school currently, but when I get back, I'm going to be on your Instagram, like scrolling all the time.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, we're gonna be doing a giveaway at the end. Yes, you know, we're gonna be giving away a super cute keyboard that I put on my social media if you didn't see, but yeah. So pay attention because we're gonna ask something related to what we talked about.
You heard it right here. You heard it first from Fernanda. Make sure to pay attention if you want to win a giveaway. You got to go over there. Rules and all the qualifications. But besides, you know what, hearing your amazing story in school, I want to ask you because, again, as a woman myself in a professional field, this is something that goes back and forth with my mind and many women within the STEM community. And I always say, you know, representation matters. And you are that representation, being a mother in STEM. So how does it feel and what is it like being a mother in STEM, because I feel like society sometimes thinks or puts this pressure on women that you can't be a mother and have your career, right? And
Yeah.
my life, trying to figure that out. I would love to be a mother. I would love to have kids. I would love to be a successful engineer. And when I was younger, I didn't think it was possible. But when I see you and all the other women on social media being successful, powerful women in STEM and having a beautiful family, how do you do it? And you
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I totally felt the same way. I found out that I was pregnant at the end of my sophomore year. And at that moment, it was January, and that summer, I already had a summer research program that I was gonna be part of, and I was gonna go to the Czech Republic. So everything was on the line, like the summer research program, my degree, and so many things. And so when I found that, I was, because of what society made me feel all the time, I was like, oh my God, like this is it. I have to give up my career, or maybe I have to put in pause, like this is it for me, right? But then, and even, I went to my university and went to the disability center, because it's not a disability, but like I wanted to check if they had any like resource or something for, yeah, for students who were pregnant. And like the person who I talked to, she basically told me like, oh yeah, take a semester off, how are you gonna do it? Yeah, I know. And I was like, I cannot, because in my major, if you take one semester off, it's like I'm losing the whole year. I will have to start the whole year. And I was like, no, like I came from El Salvador when I was older. I started college when I was older. So for me, it was like, I have to finish, like this is it. So, and then, because of my story as an immigrant, I think I have become very resilient, very hardworking. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm going to keep doing this. Yeah, no matter how, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. And, I called the person who run the program and the summer research program, and she told me that it was fine, that I could go. So I went when I was 6 months pregnant and came back when I was 8 months pregnant. Yeah. And they, since I was going to be working in a lab, they told me that I had to do computational work instead of working in the lab. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And actually that was super cool, because now I'm doing computational work. So that's how it started, my love for programming as well. And so yeah, you always so little by little, now I have learned that one important thing that has helped me is having a support system. And that could be your family, or could be like someone who helps you babysit, or the daycare people, like people that help you raise your baby, right?
right.
Because I mean, since you're gonna be working, you're not gonna be with them 24/7. And yeah, which is fine, like you don't have, like I was only studying when my son was born. And so I would just go to class and then come back and be with him. And yes, it was harder, but at the same time, I took the positive thing, and I learned how to be more organized. I started doing things more on time. I started being more effective when I study, and I saw like, wow, like I used to waste so much time, because now I have less time and I still do it. Yeah.
And something
So
on TikTok and on your social media, like the different apps that you use to keep you organized, because I know you and I have talked about that. So if anyone has any troubles, how to stay organized, how to stay strict, Fernanda is someone who knows how to do it. So again, definitely go to her Instagram, go to her TikTok. You'll learn all the tips and tricks on, just time management. That's what it sounds like, proper time management.
yeah.
You have a family, I mean.
Yeah, no, yeah. It has been, yeah. So time management, your support system. And also then you realize that the thing is that I think society makes you feel like it's either your career or having a family. But
Right.
having a family is just a thing, part of your life, like everything is part of your life. Like one of them, it's not your life. And you'll be surprised how like people are actually very understanding. Or that's actually a good question. If you are going to get a job, that's a good question you can ask in the interview process. Like, how do they treat women that have families? Like, are like what things do you expect? And in my case, that I'm a PhD student and I'm doing research, that's what I was looking for in an advisor. I wanted an advisor that understand me, and it's not like I'm not gonna be working or working less than others, but like I have a different schedule, and yeah.
No, and that's really important. And again, coming back to tie it in with Women's History Month, you're that history for a woman. You're that representation, because not only for me, but for other women on the line, it's going to cross our point in our life. You're going to meet that person, and maybe you don't want to, that's okay, but it will cross your mind. And it's nice to see. It's something that I always say, you cannot be what you cannot see, right? And you're someone out there as a woman in STEM, getting her PhD, a mother, doing tons of social media content work, still helping others, and you're a beautiful soul. I know you will take the shirt off of your back. So it just amazes me how phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
It definitely.
But yeah, there's so many other women that I follow on social media. Oh, and you know what? I love that you say that, because actually when I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, oh shit. And then I went on YouTube and I'm like, student that is a mom or whatever, and I couldn't find anything. And now I've seen more on social media, so I think it's super important. And then sometimes girls contact me and they're like, oh my god, I was about to give up college, and because I found out that I'm pregnant, I'm like, no, you got this.
No, I'm so glad that you're doing that and you advocate for that and you talk about that. There's a photo that you posted on your Instagram or on your TikTok, and it's a really heartfelt photo, and it's a photo, I believe, when you graduated, and Nico is handing you your diploma. So let me ask you this. What was probably your most memorable moment during your college career time? I mean, I know after graduation, for me, when I graduated college, it was like, I did it, but what's some memorable moment for you during your education?
Yeah, sorry that I copy you, but I think that was the most memorable moment for me too, when I got my degree, because I came from another country, as we were saying, like all of these stories, like my dad was living here and I saw how much he struggled as an immigrant, and and then I see how much I have done, not only because I did it or because I'm capable. It's because I had a huge support system. My sisters helped me, my dad helped me when he was with me for a little bit, my husband helped me, my mother-in-law helped me. Like, I see, it was like I was, the day that I graduated, I made a speech for all of them, because I'm like, this is not only my degree, it's your degree too, because you guys helped me so much. So it was super memorable that after all, despite everything that I went through, I actually got it. And and my son was with me. He studied with me when he was in my belly. I went to class until like 2 days before my due date. Like, I was driving to school and going to class. And then when he was born, I still went to class and he was always there. Sometimes I would read out loud and he was there, so he knows some engineering. So when I graduated and we did everything in my house, because of the pandemic, I was like, no, you hand the degree to me, because it's ours. It's my son's and mine.
I actually have a question, which is something I've kind of been asking here, and if you can see it, great, and if not, no worries.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. How do you handle getting your PhD, being a mom, a social media star? Fernanda, you're nonstop. So I also want to add something else to this question. How do you tie in mental health with this? Because you are nonstop, woman. You are a So when do you take time to rest? And how do you do it?
Yeah, so, well, I think also it comes back to my personality and the way I recharge. So, I know that some people, they recharge by like sleeping or being by themselves and being calm and all of that. I'm like the opposite. I have to be talking to people. I have to go to parties, or like that's how I recharge my energy. So doing these things online, like in social media, it has helped me. Like I started doing it more during the pandemic, since I didn't have that social interaction. So now I have it more, like doing the lives with you guys and all of that stuff. So in that sense, like social media, it started as a way of me like releasing stress. So it seems like I'm working a lot, but in reality, it's fun for me. It's something, and when it stops being fun, then I'm like, okay, I need to step back. But and so how do I do everything? So I work normal hours during the, well, my schedule is kind of weird because sometimes during the day I'm with my son, but I still work the same hours, but I do it when he's not with me. He goes to sleep and I work at night or something like that, right? And then yeah, so it's kind of like a crazy schedule right now, like he's not in daycare, but I do use my support system to help me, like, being with him. And whenever, one thing that has helped me a lot, it's whenever I'm doing something, I try to like be focused. And as you said, like you were saying before, like I try to focus because I cannot lose time. Like if I'm in class, I have to pay attention because I have no time to lose. And whenever I'm doing research, I have to focus. Whenever I'm with my son, I have to be with him. So I just try to be present whenever I'm doing something, and that helps. That helps a lot. You have no idea. Like, I remember I actually told my therapist last semester that I was working too many hours, and she told me like, "Are you actually working those hours?" And I started using this app that it's called, what is it called? Flora, I think it's called, and it's kind of like a thing that you put the time that you want to focus. And then I started realizing that I was not actually focusing all that time. So when you actually focus, you see that you do things faster, even when you're at work, right?
Oh, like I work I work in aerospace. So some of you guys don't know, I was the last guest the last week. So I work in aerospace. I work for Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Divisions. I work in classified areas. So at times I don't have my phone with me. And when I don't have my phone, I get so much done. So
Yeah.
to anybody who has questions for our amazing guest, Fernanda, please go ahead and leave them in the chats, in the comments. I want Fernanda to answer some questions right now. I have another question for you, my dear, and this is a wonderful one. Let's see. What inspired you to pursue your PhD?
Yeah, so the reason why I'm doing my PhD in the first place is because I want to be a professor. So when I was doing my undergrad, I did this research experience at Princeton actually. It's called REU. Yes, I want to say about this because if you're looking to do research in the like you have to be in the United States. You have this opportunity to do research REU in different universities, and you can go to places like Princeton, or whatever, like whatever school you want to go to. And so yeah, like I met people doing their PhD there, and that's how I found out that you have to do your PhD before becoming a professor. And I actually love doing research. I love academia, like any job in academia. So I was like, yeah, this is it for me. This is my natural habitat.
Be a professor because you really do take your time when it comes to teaching, and you have this beautiful thing of empathy, like you care for students. And I think important, especially as a professor, because I can't tell you how many times when I was a student, and I'm sure there's many other students here, you take a class, we have life happen. You might lose a family member, or there's an accident, or you're having personal things, and sometimes your professors don't understand. Or if you just fail a class, right? So I can't wait to see you as a professor. I mean,
I'm so excited. Yeah, honestly, like, and this we can come back also to like why I love Papaya Tutor. It's because whoever's teaching you, like, you really, it affects so much on how you're learning. And the tutors at Papaya Tutor, they're so helpful, they're so nice, and they're like not only like tutors, they're like mentors. So they can, like, I don't know, I have so many good things to say about Papaya Tutor. Just try it out.
I agree with you. After meeting the creator and co-founder of Papaya Tutor, I am just extremely proud of Papaya Tutor, of who they are, especially within Women's History Month. But I have another question for you. How do you
Yes.
communicate with your support system on what you need from them? That's pretty important, right?
Yes. No, yeah, it takes time. And because, at the beginning, I used to feel bad to ask for something. And I was like, especially when, and like, you don't have to be a mom to have a support system, whoever, like, whatever your situation is, it's always good to have a support system. And sometimes I'll feel bad for asking for too many favors, but at the same time, I started realizing, like, I actually do a lot from them too. It's just in different ways or in different occasions. So, and then I'm like, okay, like, I can just say it, right? Like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna ask for the favor, and the worst they can say it's no. And honestly, like, I mean, my family, it's very supportive, especially my mother-in-law. She helps me a lot with Nico. Yes. So I mean, what I do, it's like, for example, we before the semester, we create a schedule. When are you gonna have Nico? When are you gonna have Nico? And like that, right? Like, yeah, we go over, like, when, like, we're gonna rotate Nico. But yeah, and I think that, yeah, communication is key. Because even with my husband, whenever, for example, he's an accountant, and right now they were closing fiscal year for, like, companies. So right now it's his busy time, like a few weeks ago. So I was doing extra things in the house, and then I will communicate with him, like, okay, now I have midterms, now it's your turn, and like that, just like really try to be honest and be nice, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's a favor at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another question for you, and let's go here. Do you have any virtual networking tips? So this is great, especially during the time of COVID. You're someone who's constantly on social media. Congratulations for hitting 10K followers. You have fancy. So what would you advise any other viewers who are, what, maybe they want that swipe up link, maybe they want to network via social media and they don't know how to go about that? Any suggestions?
Slide into the DM. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so it depends. If you're talking about jobs, like something related to jobs, I would say LinkedIn, it's your best bet. And yeah, like, go to the messages and send them a message. Like, people is laughing. Send them a message and tell them what you're looking for, but also what you have to offer in a short message, to see if they're interested. Like, you have to, it's called an elevator pitch, I believe. Yeah, and like, in a concise way, you have to say what you are, what you represent, what you want, and like that, right? So that helps in person if you're going to a conference, but also helps when you're contacting people online. And yeah, like, for example, I love LinkedIn because we didn't have this before, and now if you're applying, yeah, you can just look up recruiter at I don't know, Lucky Martin, let's say, something like that, and look that they're in the location that you want. And then, message them. And I have gotten people that they have passed on my resume to, like, the right recruiter or something like that. So that's a great way, just send them a message. The worst they can do is say no or don't reply, but just send a lot of emails, a lot of messages. And then if you're trying to grow social media, yeah, look, like, it's great to connect with people, but not only to grow in social media, but to make those connections that honestly are so amazing. Like, I have found, yes, you and I. Exactly. I have found so many great connections. Like, I met you. Now we met Sandra, and now we're, like, being part of, like, what Papaya Tutor is doing. For example, like, we met Eduardo, which is the king of the engineer memes, and Nemia from STEMedia. All of these people, and it's just like, literally just send DMs and like went and liked pictures and like show my appreciation. That's how we met, you know, we liked each other's picture and we sent DMs.
And I'm so glad, and I know this sounds funny, but believe it or not, I'm kind of the queen of sliding in the DM because I constantly slide in the DM on other people's pages to network, to collaborate when it comes to job information or just anything within social media. You know what? Again, use it to your advantage. Be polite, be respectful, because you never know across. Again, I got to meet Dr. Nee with STEMedia, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person and doing so many amazing things for the STEM community and STEM mentorship. And again, you need that support. So STEMedia is awesome. Check it out on YouTube Live. Once again, you can watch this whole this whole IG Live. And Engineering Memes, it's an account that I followed when I was in school, and getting to meet Eduardo now in person, like, oh, so you're the person who runs this.
Yeah.
You know, perfect. I'm going to let you guys know Luminous Automations is currently hiring. So if there's any mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and if you need a job, this is the time to slide in the DM. I want you to slide in the DM at Luminous Automations, and I want you to let them know that, hey, I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm an electrical engineer, I'm a manufacturing engineer, I'm a mechatronics engineer, and you're looking for a job, you need an internship, take it. Go, slide in the DM. This is when we're going to say, okay, to slide in the DM. Use it to your...
Yes, that's the way, you know, we do it.
No. Slide in the DM.
People are saying speak Spanish. Hola, I'm just gonna say hi. Hola a todos. Sí, hablo español, así que si me pueden seguir en mi social media y quieren mandarme un mensaje y preguntarme algo, avísenme y yo les contesto.
Yeah, me and Fernanda will talk in little chismosas. What we do. I love this woman. You guys have no idea how much I love this woman. But
I love you too.
We're coming close, you know, to an end, but I have a few more questions before we tie this up, and they're going to be some big questions. So, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Number one is, being the strong woman that you are today and that you continue to be and that you continue to grow, is there anything that you wish that you would have known the younger Fernanda and that you would advise the younger Fernanda? So maybe if there's a young Fernanda out there listening, or Fernando, what would you tell them knowing what you know now today?
Yes, you know, I look confident just because I have an extrovert personality, but I wasn't confident all the time, and I'm not 100% confident, but I am definitely better now. So like if I could go back in time, I'll tell Fernanda, I'll tell her to, you know, you don't have to be a pro at things to bring something to the table. You already have your unique experience, your unique background, you're already diverse. So you can bring something to the table. So yeah, like if you have an opinion, let's say at your job or a group in let's say your senior project in college, just say it, you know, talk. And because also your personality, I used to be, when like I was not shy, but like, you know, when it was a situation where I knew people were like way smarter than me or they knew more, I'll be kind of shy. But it's like, don't be shy, because you, as I said, like you bring something to the table and your personality can take you places. So that's something that has helped me, you know, to be friendly because I want to. But, you know, you know, by being friendly, people, it's like, okay, she's cool, and then they invite me for some things, or you know, they give me opportunities.
No, that's really good advice. And like I said, because you and I have talked about this many times, we are very bubbly personalities. We've talked about imposter syndrome. We're human. We have our days. We have our days where, excuse my French, but they're shitty days. We're human. And to anyone watching, I want you to know that you don't have to always be okay. It's okay to not be okay. You're someone within the STEM community, whether it's engineering, science, you know, math, biology, whatever the career choice or field that you're studying. And remember, we all have personal lives going on, and especially during the pandemic, you know, there's so much that's bringing on towards our mental health. It's always a good reminder to just kind of center yourself, check yourself, remind yourself. What I like to say, it's temporary, it's not permanent. Finding that support group is key. So I have another big question for you, a mommy question.
Okay.
A son, would you be mad if he didn't become an engineer? Engineer?
I actually made a TikTok about this. I'm like, you don't have to be an engineer, and then throwing all the science books that I already bought for him. He already has a lot of science book, but in reality, I have thought about this, and even my family has asked me because they see how serious I am about being an engineer. But you know, I would love if he's an engineer, obviously, because I will be able to help him when he's in college. But in reality, what I do want is for him to have a passion, whatever he wants to do, even if it's completely different than engineering, if it's something related to art or music or something like that. I just want him to have a passion, because whenever you choose your career, that's what you're gonna do 9 to 5, you know, every single day for the rest of your life. And it's just so much cool when you do it with a passion, you know, because like we all have to work hard, so you might as well like it, right?
Absolutely. No, that's beautiful. And, you know, being a boy mom, you know, these are also fun questions. What are some things that you want to teach your son? Because again, you are a powerful woman. You're surrounded by powerful women, your sisters too, because I know even your primas on IG, they're amazing. What do you want to teach your son about powerful women? Being that it is Women's History Month, we want to also help men be our allies and let them know to support us. And we want to start them off young. So anything that Señorito Nico's learning today?
Yeah, no, that is super important, you know, that you mention it. So for girls or boys out there that have sons, you have to teach them as well to be good to girls, you know, and to not only they have to respect, first of all. Second, I'm not saying they're gonna be saints, but be honest. Be honest, you know, and you know, don't lie to girls, respect them. And also, I want him to be humble. And you know, I think being humble, it's like the one thing that I want to teach him. I grew up in a poor country, and for me, sometimes I know when I was younger, I was like, oh, I wish my parents had money. You know, but now I came to this big country, and now, you know, I live more comfortably. But I'm actually thankful that I grew up the way I grew up, because that made me humble. And that's what I want to teach him.
No, that's a really beautiful message, and that's really key, because I know even my family who grew up in other countries, that's one, and we didn't grow up in the most richest areas in Los Angeles, and that's something that I always go back to, just kind of remember my roots, remember where I came from, give back to my community. How can I help back? Not only am I an engineer, I'm more than an engineer. I'm someone who can give back. So if you're someone who, you know what, has the privilege to give back and to help others and educate others, you know what, do that. I've always said it takes a village. It stand up, speak up, support each other. And I can't wait to see Nico when he's a grown man, because he has a wonderful role model and example as a mother, and beautiful women around him, an amazing father at that. So I'm very excited for that time. And if he's not an engineer, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so should we do the giveaway now?
Well, before we do the giveaway, you know what? Announce your giveaway, and then I want you to go ahead, and I want to know, where can we find you? List all your social media plug, but tell me, how do we enter into your giveaway? When does it end? Let us know.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm doing the giveaway like real time right now. Yes. Yeah, prepare yourself. Yeah, no. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna ask a question, and the first one who writes the answer in the chat, so be fast, then that person's gonna get it. Yeah,
I know.
like, be fast.
Here we go, guys.
Here we go. And I was just gonna say that I think the person needs to live in the US just because of shipping. Okay. So sorry for the ones who don't live in the US. But yeah, The question is, da-na-na-na-na. What was the subject that I said I had difficulties in undergrad?
Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Throw it in the comments. So let's see who. Okay, I see people going ready. Lol.
Ready, set, go. No. Oh, she won. Organic chemistry.
Have it written down. You have that person. Who is this? Is it Bree I3821? Is that the one that you saw, Fernanda?
Yes, that's the one that I saw. Bree okay, let's do a second one. I was gonna do a second one, so second question, but we already have the first winner. You know what? Write down the first two just in case the first one doesn't reply.
He said write it down, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write it down.
So the first one was Bree 3821.
I got you.
And the second one, I don't know, should it, because like someone said chemistry second, but it's organic chemistry.
Chemistry. It's organic chemistry.
So okay, so the second one was Priscilla then.
Oh, Priscilla.
Yes. And then okay, let me think of a second question. I don't know if you have one. Let's see. Of the things that I said.
When did you have your?
Oh, what?
Did you have your son?
Oh, wait, I never said that, I think. Did
No?
I?
I think you did. Or maybe I just know because I know you.
Yeah, I don't think I said it. Well, okay, here's an easier one. Where am I from?
Who's the first one to list this? Where's she from, guys?
Where am I from? Where was I born and raised?
Where was she born? Where was Fernanda born? Where is she from? Drum roll. Where is she from?
Priscilla, you already won. Okay, we have there. You can write the first two.
Okay.
CJ and then Joss.
All right, CJ's. All right. Okay, let me go back and write down.
And Eduardo's playing. Like, what do you mean? You're part of this.
Okay, the lucky winners, I've got them written down, which I will provide them to you.
Someone said India.
We have Venezuela here. You know what? I want everybody right now in the comments, I want to see fire emojis. Throw me some fire emojis.
Fire!
Oh, fire emojis, because we have Fernanda here. Once again, I just want to say thank you so much, Fernanda, for taking your time to come out and talk with us for Women in STEM Wednesday. You're someone, once again, that I inspire, I look up to. I want to see the fire emojis. Drop the fire emojis.
They're coming. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say my my social media. So you can find me on Instagram and on TikTok. I have the same name. So it's Fern Sulantay. I'm going to write it down here. Fern Sulantay. And on TikTok, I post a lot of college tips, college advice, scholarship, stuff like that. And in my social media, I post about that too, but that's more of like everyday life as a PhD student as well. And I have a YouTube account, Fernanda Sulantay. You can find me there too. So yeah, that's how you can find me. Send me a DM if you're interested.
Instagram, YouTube. Am I missing one more? Am I missing another one?
No, that's it.
Do you have Clubhouse?
Oh, yeah, I have Clubhouse, but I don't use it that much. But yeah, follow me, guys. I'll follow you back.
Conversations there. So once again, thank you, Fernanda. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Papaya Tutor. Once again, if you're looking for a wonderful tutor, if you're a student who needs some help with any of your math problems, like organic chemistry, like us right now, Papaya Tutor is wonderful to help you out. If you need a mentor, if you're looking for a community, STEMedia is a wonderful organization. Again, you can watch this whole entire video on YouTube Live. And if you're someone who needs a job, Luminous Automations, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, hey, slide in the DM. If there was any tip that you learned today, slide in the DM. Go get that job. Go get that bag. Secure the bag.
Secure the bag.
The bag. And engineering memes, guys, thank you for letting us take over your page.
Thank you.
One more. Fernanda, before we cut, anything else you want to say?
Well, I thank you guys for letting me be part of it. Happy Women's History Month, everyone. Women in engineering, we rock.
Again, make sure to follow Fernanda. You can always follow me at Paulina Castrillon. I do everything environmental health and safety. If you're interested in aerospace engineer, aeronautics division, or anything within the aerospace community, I'm always here to lend a hand to help. So once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful conversation. I hope you all stay safe. There's a pandemic still going on. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we can't wait to see you for the next Women in STEM Wednesday. So bye. Thank you, Fernanda. Bye, guys.